welcome to Bed Island. Bed Island. This is one of my favorite things to do every year at the top of the year. So this footage was actually shot New Year, January 2018. This year, I'm going to be doing it on Christmas because I have most of the day to myself that day. And like I said, this is one of my favorite things to do. It's a perfect way to spend Christmas, the days in between Christmas and New Year, or your New Year, because it's about creating a vision board, a clear vision for the year ahead. And I get very excited about this process. As you can probably tell, I get really into it. Super nerd out. Coffee is extremely important. I drink my coffee out of what looks like a giant soup bowl. But to me, working with images is really potent because I believe the subconscious mind speaks in symbols. And yes, words are symbols too, but I also believe that there's a special potency to photographs and imagery. This is my secret sauce. I use packing tape to ensure that this vision board does not fall apart after day after day after day after day, 365 days of wear and tear, because I actually refer to my vision board every single day to keep me really in touch with my vision for my life. So if you've never tried putting a vision board in the front of your date book, I highly recommend taking the time to do that. And then this little section here, I'm gonna explain coming up. So stay tuned for that. Happy Vlogmas! Okay, I'm ready to make the video! Hello, welcome! Welcome to Kick-Ass Witch, putting the K in Magic. My name is Joanna DeVoe, and I am the Kooky Creatrix. Have yourself a very witchy Vlogmas. Day 19! Day 19! This is my full focus planner. So is this, so is this, and so is this. I have 4 full focus planners. This is the History of Joe 2018. This is actually a favorite personal witchy symbol of mine. It involves a lot of different things. The cone of power, it also is shaped, I think, like a key. This is my symbol for being a witch. Thank you, I'm big on the gratitude. So this is the cover of one. This is the cover of another. Whatever you think you are more than that. This is, I did Camp NaNoWriMo in April, so this is the sticker for that. Each of these are quarterly journals. This is the one that you saw me creating in the opening segment here. And this is something that I love to do at the top of every year, usually on Christmas Day, sometime between Christmas and New Year. This Christmas, I have the whole day to myself after about noon. So I probably will be doing this. Look at her body. Holy smokes, look at that beautiful curvy muscle. So gorgeous. This is the first full focus planner that I worked with. I bought 4 at the beginning of the year, and I fully committed to working with this planner all year long because I'm a big fan of immersing yourself in something like this so you can get the maximum out of it. It's very fancy. You need to know that. It's expensive, but it's also, you get what you pay for. It's extremely fancy. It comes in this box. This is not an ad for the Full Focus Planner, by the way. I'm not buying another one, at least not for 2019, but I want to share this with you in case you're interested, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do for 2019. So it comes with this box, and then this fancy box within the box, and then within this fancy box, it's super heavy duty, like luxury, luxury. If you're thinking about really taking yourself seriously, if you run your own business and you do quarterly taxes, if you just want to fully throw yourself into a 12-week year, which is something I was talking about last year, this is a great planner to explore. This tells you how to use the Full Focus Planner, and then they have tutorials online. When you order the Full Focus Planner, you get access to those, and so they want you to succeed with this, and they do everything they can to help you succeed with it. And when I say they, I mean Michael Hyatt's team. Michael Hyatt is a a personal development guru, a motivational speaker, an author, and he is the guy that created the Full Focus Planner. What led me to this was working with Saturn, really focusing on the structures of your life, and then being led to the 12-week year. I did 5 12-week years. And I learned so much from doing that. I love to use things like this too. Truly blessed. I am too blessed to be stressed. Got a little Alice in Wonderland action going on. These are magnetic bookmarks. You can get really cute ones on Etsy. I'm a big fan of these tabs too that you can buy at like Target or Office Depot to keep your place in your books. But one of the things that the Full Focus Planner comes with that I think is really neat is there's a blue ribbon and an orange ribbon. And the way this planner works is you plan your week. You pick your 3 big goals that you need to hit at the top of the week. There's a whole process, a weekly review. So what I like to do, to me, the moon is about reflection, right? So this is a time of reflection. You're reflecting on the week that you just had and what you would like to create in the week ahead. So I would mark that with the blue ribbon. This is what it looks like. Here you have my biggest wins. You've got a section for writing down your biggest wins. It's really important to celebrate and acknowledge your wins. This section is after action review. It's a place to review last week's 3 big goals and to measure how far you got. Here's a section for 3 different lessons that you learned. This big old paragraph right here is what you're going to do differently in the week ahead to have a more successful week. So hopefully you're building on the successes you had and applying the lessons that you learned. And then this section right here is to create your new weekly big 3. And then the orange ribbon to me symbolizes the sun, so I use this orange ribbon for the daily page. Look at this, you get 2 nice big pages for every single day, and you have your daily big 3. The trick is to keep checking in, keep going back to your weekly big 3 to make sure your daily big 3 are in alignment with that. And then there's a little section for like tasks and whatnot. I always put my tarot card or my oracle card for the day right here, and then I record how much money that I made that day right here. I record the details of the money I made, what programs, what ebooks, what coaching calls were sold that day, and then sometimes little notes here at the bottom. And then this is like hour by hour by hour by hour, so you can actually fill this spot out with appointments if you have any appointments for the day. And then at the end of it all, you have a quarterly review. This book is very big on the reviews. You have your annual goals at the front of the book. You have achievement goals, what the key motivations are for your achievement goal, what the next steps are, what the reward will be. It's really important to reward yourself. How are you going to reward yourself when you achieve that goal? There's sections for creating new habits. Habit goals. This section, this took me about 6 months to get the hang of, and I didn't even fill it out for this year because I was just kind of over it. I ended up using something else instead, but this is actually rolling quarters. This is to track like every single month and to work with future quarters. Can you see how intense this is? It's like very, very detailed and very, very intense. Here is where you write out your ideal week. What would the ideal week in your life look like? How would that play out hour by hour, day by day by day by day? I did this a number of times. I did it 3 times and was able to refine it each time. So I actually really enjoyed that process. And this also I did 3 different times. I haven't filled it out for this one yet because I like what I wrote in the previous book. So I left it blank so I could actually show you what it looks like. So you do daily rituals. Here's your morning ritual. Here's your workday startup ritual. Here's your workday shutdown ritual. Here's your evening ritual. Basically, this is the most intense planner on the planet. It's appropriately named the Full Focus Planner because it's all about getting you to focus repeatedly, focus every quarter, focus every month, focus every week, focus every day. It encourages you to take the weekends off. So there is the Weekend Optimizer. So It's all about being a complete badass Monday through Friday, and then you optimize your weekend for rest. So these sections are like, are you planning on taking a nap this weekend? How many hours of sleep do you want to get on Saturday? How many hours of sleep do you want to get on Sunday? What strategies will you employ to ensure you get the rest you desire? Big emphasis on rest, which makes a nice counterpoint to all of the productivity that hopefully is getting done during the week. Reflection. How do you plan on reflecting? Relationships. What relationships are you going to focus on? How? When? Where? Refreshment. What restaurants are you going to try? What meals are you going to make at home? Recreation. What are the rules for rejuvenation? Like, what are the rules you're putting in place this weekend to optimize the weekend? Are you going to shut your phone off from noon to 8? Things like that. So I think if you're a teacher or an executive or busy professional of some kind and you're juggling a lot of things, this book could be amazing for keeping you in touch with your goals. It is made so beautifully. It's like hand sewn together. Maybe not hand sewn together, but it's fancy, 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 fancy paper. Like the ink does not bleed through to the other page. It's super thick, beautiful paper, and it's not hand sewn. What am I trying to say? It's all like stitched together, and they designed the book so that you can open it flat and leave it flat on your desk and the pages don't. They thought of everything. They thought of everything. It's expensive. I think I spent, with a discount, I think I spent $120 for all 4 of these books for the year. What I'd like to take from this planner going forward is the quarterly review, the weekly review, and the weekend reflection, like planning out my weekend for rest and relationship development, rejuvenation. I think those are really powerful things. And then also in working with like my ideal week or daily rituals, those habits and patterns are already put in place now. So I feel comfortable not putting energy there because I already have those rituals in place. And I'm really glad that I worked with this planner this year so that I could put those rituals mindfully in place and in a way that is aligned with my goals. I've actually been working with a 7-year plan that I've been calling the Legacy Plan. I'm a little more than 2 years into it. So I did some really powerful envisioning for how I'm gonna spend my 40s and what I want my life to look like when I turn 50 one day. Is that ever gonna happen? I don't know. It still seems really far out, but I've been working toward it because I don't wanna hit that birthday milestone with regrets. I don't want to feel like I wasted time. I really want to maximize this time. I've spent many years on personal development and creating a life that I love. I feel like I'm making up for lost time as a late bloomer, as somebody who wasted a lot of time because I had certain health issues, was in codependent relationships, monkeying around, not taking myself seriously. And now, like, once I was in my late 30s, going into my 40s, I started really getting a lot of clarity about memento mori and how we are finite beings and we don't have just an infinite amount of time to waste. We never know how long we're gonna get, but I started getting really, really serious about my goals and taking myself seriously. I have healed my life, and in so many different ways. I have a life I love. I have friends I love. I have a kid I love. I really, really love my business. So now how do I start like making my dreams come true from that foundation? And that is what creating the Legacy Plan was about for me. That's why I was really drawn to the 12-week year and then working with the Full Focus Planner. Like, how can I maximize my time? And now I am ready to break up with Saturn. I am over it. You may have heard me talk about having this tower moment on purpose this year where I exploded all the structures of my life. I had put some very rigid structures into place in my business. And then of course this happened in a year when I was working with like the most rigid structured planner on the planet. And some of the pages I showed you were blank because I'm really like letting this rigid structure go. My friend Jessie Huntenberg recently made a planner nerd video and she was talking about her system, which is very loose and casual and not restricting at all because she had an aha moment where she's like, I am choosing to be an entrepreneur and work from home so I can have the freedom to spend the day with my daughter and to be creative. And so I don't want to lock myself into some restrictive planning situation. And I had come to that conclusion as well earlier this year, which is why I'm so happy I'm going back to my moleskin. This is what I have done year after year after year. I had a year that I did Daniel Laporte's Desire Map Planner. I had a year where in conjunction with my usual planner, I worked with Benebell Wynn's Metaphysical Planner, but always I have worked with these blank planners. I need a complete, it has to be a daily planner. I need a complete, I haven't even cracked the spine yet. I don't want to show you the pages on this because it's perfect and I'm saving it as my special thing that I'm going to do on Christmas for myself. So gently. I don't want to crack the spine, but it still smells amazing. I need a whole day. Every page, I need a whole day. I'm just one of those people. It's not enough for me to have a weekly planner, and I know that about myself. And every planner I have worked with since I became a true blue planner nerd has been a daily planner, regardless of the style. But this, I have a system that I love. I work with something called the unschedule. Is this overwhelming? I hope this isn't overwhelming. I think the full focus planner is overwhelming, and then I just jumped right into it. And here's what I'm gonna do instead. But these are my tools. These are my main tools besides my book. I will be blinging this out with tabs. I have a stack of stickers here that's Queen, Witch, Empowerment, Legacy stickers, magnetic bookmarks, more stickers. I like the stickers. I like the vision board. There will be a vision board, a powerful vision board at the beginning of this for sure. I usually put stickers on the outside or draw some inspiring thing. But the unschedule is about not writing something in your book until it is done. So that otherwise, if you don't do it that way, if you're a person like me and you rebel against even your own best laid plans, you can trick yourself, because a lot of us don't respond to having like, here's your to-do list for the day, and you check it off as you're going through the day, because what ends up happening is you rebel against the list. And then at the end of the day, you feel bad about yourself because you don't have all those little check marks. So what I like to do is I take one of these lined Post-it notes. I write the goals that I want to work on. I think what I'm going to do is take the weekly big 3 idea and apply it to the unschedule and put those goals right here. And then as I make progress on them, I get to cross them off here, and then I get to write them in my book. And in writing it down as a success, as a win, it creates that little like, I win dopamine hit. It creates positive momentum. It's really, really good for your self-esteem. I'm a huge fan of the unschedule. I have been using it for years, and I will definitely be carrying that with me forward. And then what's great about this is they're sticky too, so you can use it as a bookmark for the day that you're on, and then you can toss it. You can toss it when you're done with that list, and then you can just make a brand new one. And then my timer method. These count as wins too. So if you're working on a big project, like you're writing a novel or you're trying to get fit, something that I like to do is I like to set my timer for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it is, and say, I'm gonna write for this 20 minutes, or I am going to go on a walk for 20 minutes, or I'm going to this or that for 20 minutes, whatever it is. If I'm going on a walk, I just use my phone. I use the timer on my phone. The timer has this amazing psychological component to it because you can do almost anything for 20 minutes, right? I'm just gonna sit down for 20 minutes. So it helps you get through the resistance. And then when that timer rings, again, you get that little hit of having a win, and then I write that down in my book as a win, writing for 20 minutes. exercising for 15 minutes, whatever it is. It gives it like a structure because there's a set time. It's gonna be 15 minutes long, and then you get that little reward, that little dopamine hit of the timer ringing like, beep, you did it, and then you get to cross it off your list and you get to write it in your book, and again, it creates that positive momentum. So no matter what planner you're using, I highly recommend doing this. So the section that I showed you in here with the rolling quarters, one of the big downfalls to this planner is they're not numbered. It's not like when you're working with a Moleskine, this is all set up for 2019. So I don't have to individually write the date at the top of every day. I don't have to write what month it is. Whereas this, it's all blank. That makes it very difficult to plan in the future when somebody books a coaching call or you have an appointment. Then you're like, all of a sudden, like everything's blank, and then using this rolling quarter section does not work. It's, I think, supposed to help make up for that flaw in the planner. They wanted to keep the planners blank because they're quarterly. It just didn't work for me. I found that very challenging, so I ended up buying this pretty planner at Home Goods, one of the happiest place on earth, because I need this. I need to see my whole month before me, and then I need to see the months after that if I'm gonna plan my life out. So I ended up just buying this planner because I needed a monthly situation I can work in. What I love about the Moleskine is I've never had to do that before. The month is in here, so you can plan your month out and you can flip back and forth to it. That's where the tabs come in handy. What I do wish this now had was a weekly planning situation going on, because I really, really loved working with that for the full focus planner. So again, post-it notes, these long skinny post-it notes are so great for that. And I like to keep my book pretty. I like to use the stickers and the tabs and all of that stuff. I mean, my handwriting gets pretty out of control, but I'm also a little bit superstitious about it. I don't like writing things in and then having to erase them and things like that. That drives me nuts. So if I have an appointment, I'll write it on like a little tiny, I have these little tiny post-it notes, and I'll put that there. So if the person changes the appointment, I just move the post-it note. It's ingenious. And then I always only ever write with these. I don't use black ink or blue ink or red ink or green ink. I keep this company in business. Actually, there's a couple companies that make these, but these are my favorite. These are the Bic Atlantis pens, and I like these 3 colors. This is my system, and I like it because I'll do my, let's say my oracle reading for the morning or my tarot reading for the morning is in pink. My money is accounted for in purple, and my goals for the day are in purple, and then blue is for appointments and things like that. So it's all color coded to me, and I can just, my eye just goes to where it needs to go. So yes, I am a super nerdy planner nerd. Maybe you can see why I was a little bit overwhelmed and trying to figure out how to do this video for you because it's all very personal and quirky. The best I can share with you if you're looking for tips is, I think, the unschedule and the timer method. Those are the things that have stood the test of time for me, that I will fully back year after year after year after year. So what planning system are you using in 2019? I would like to know. Let me know in the comments down below. I will be back here tomorrow for Vlogmas Day 20, the last day of Vlogmas. We will be talking about having dominion over your own life. It's going to be really powerful. We are ending this Vlogmas on a super high note. Please meet me here at 8:30 a.m. 8:30 a.m. December 20th, 2018. Let us end Vlogmas in style with maximum awesomeness. And until we meet again, much love to you.